Hi guys, good morning everyone. Welcome to another edition of Retail Happenings with Tim. And I think this week I have two very exceptional guests with me for this episode. That's Mr. Woon Seong from Vision Space Optometry and Mr. Kenneth Sim from Ken's Catering. Guys, you want to introduce yourself?
Morning, I'm Ken.
Yeah. Woon, why don't Woon, you go ahead and introduce your business first, then we'll go on to Kenneth.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Woon, and I am an optometrist with 25 years experience and owner of Vision Space Optometrist. Optical centers located in Petaling Jaya mainly. So what we do is we help people to see clearly, and we help to keep people's eyes healthy. So to us, is like most people are familiar with the eye doctors when they are in the hospitals doing surgery, and most people are familiar with the opticians when they are in the optical shop doing glasses and sunglasses and so on. So we are in between, whereby we help people to still see clearly with glasses, contact lenses, and so on. But we have that element where we help to make sure that people's eyes are healthy through screening for eye diseases, and as well as we check babies to adults and so on. So this is something different.
Okay, excellent. Thanks so much. Sorry, where? How many outlets do you have, and where are you located, basically?
Currently, we have two centers. One in SS2, that's in the picture. So a little bit special, is located in a bungalow setting with 13 parking lots. But we started in Damansara Uptown back in 2004 in a shop lot setting, and it has been good. So we have two centers.
Oh, okay. What about your center in? Is that? I thought I saw a center in Giza.
Yeah. So we have a center in Sunway Giza which we started back in 2015. Now we decided to close it, and we closed it really at the right time. I mean, it was decided in January, but we managed to close it on the 17th of March.
Oh,
wow. The day before MCO, yeah.
Wow, that's really the right timing.
But it was planned way in Jan, so we didn't foresee it coming, the MCO coming.
I see. Okay, great. Thanks. Kenneth, you want to introduce your business?
All right, good morning. My name is Ken. Okay, so my main business is catering. So the main one usually is buffet with a canopy, fresh brewed coffee on the spot, and also pre-packed lunch boxes. All right. And besides that, my company also provides food truck service. So for companies or event organizers who wants like food trucks at their events, like 10, 20 trucks, we can provide those trucks for you with different cuisines according to what kind of event it is. And currently we just started doing some frozen food delivery, cooked frozen food, so the customer just need to reheat.
I think you also Sorry, say again.
I've been in the business for 5 years.
5 years, great, excellent. I also think you, if I'm not wrong, you also have a format of your business where you also kind of run like small little hawker store pop-up, right? You have that as well?
Yes. So late last year, we recently opened a small little outlet in a hawker center. So we are selling Western food, like gourmet Western food, hotel standard, but like at hawker store prices. So like everyone gets to enjoy this gourmet food as well. Yeah.
Interesting. Thanks. Okay, let's go to jump right into our questions today. How has the MCO affected your business, and how will it affect your targets for the year? I think maybe Kenneth, you want to jump in on that first?
Okay, how it has affected my business? Okay, it has affected my business greatly. So first of all, catering, there's no catering going on. Food truck business also closed. There's nothing going on. We cannot do anything. For the hawker stall outlet, in the beginning of the MCO, we opened for a week, but the response wasn't that great. Not many people were coming out. So we decided to close the shop for a while and focus more on the frozen food. So actually, during this MCO period, my frozen food business has been really, really good. The response was very good. The reviews were very good. So there is actually a huge demand for cooked frozen meals at home because it's more for like convenience. Yeah, so that's my plan for this MCO. Yeah.
Yeah, but how did you come up with this idea? Was it something because of what happened to the business, and then you decided to pivot, or was it more of like it was already in the plans?
Actually, I already thought about it for a very long time already, but just that now this MCO thing happened, it like triggered me to like, hey, I need to revisit that idea again because this is workable for a time like this. So when we did it, and yeah, it sort of worked. So we're trying to think what else we can do now.
Okay, great. Thanks. Woon, you wanna jump in? How has the MCO affected you?
Okay, so what happened was when the MCO was announced, I think we went to a frenzy. I'm also the current president for the Association of Malaysian Optometrists. So we were in a frenzy because we are under healthcare and yet we didn't know whether we are allowed to practice on. So after the first couple of days, and then I think it was the Ministry of Health said that we are allowed, when we are healthcare, we are essential, we are allowed to practice. However, there is the other authorities didn't pick it up. So police, the local authorities like MPPJ, like this type of authorities, as well as MKN and MTO didn't pick it up. So different states are allowed different things, different hours. Certain states cannot, certain states can, and so on. Yeah, because of that. But by and large, majority of us closed. So in our case, we basically closed since 18th of March. So basically, from then on, nothing much could be done. We couldn't. I mean, in terms of you talk about business, there's nothing, no business in that sense, lah. Of course, I think people would say, that what about you can sell contact lenses online or do other things online and so on. Now, to us, optometrists, it goes against our principle. To me, it goes against my principle of giving contact lenses to people who are not tested by me, by our centers, because I think in Malaysia you have two camps. One camp is that contact lenses anybody also can get online and so on. But for us is that contact lens is a medical device. We want to make sure that eyes are safe to wear those lenses, and we want to check them every 6 months if possible, and make sure that eyes are continuously healthy. So we've decided not to do online, but we may want to explore that for our own customers. Those we have checked, and then they can buy the contact lenses online through us. So there goes contact lenses. I think at this moment, I don't think anybody will want to buy sunglasses at this moment. I think it is a luxury at this point of time. But we get very frustrated because there are a lot of people with broken glasses. That's the area that we cannot serve. And as well as we actually do a lot of follow-ups for people for screening for eye diseases, as well as to make sure their eyes are healthy, and then we can't do so. So we're very frustrated. So in terms of business-wise, it's zero in that sense. But we have to think about how we're going to do this going into the future.
Correct. Which actually brings me to my next question. How for your business where you have to do like follow-ups with your patients for eye diseases and all that, right? How do you think this coronavirus or this COVID-19 is going to affect your business after the MCO is lifted?
Okay, one thing good about us is because we are essential. People still need to see, and people still need to keep their eyes healthy. I think totally after MCO will be business not as usual anymore. We have prepared all the safety protocols that must be in place, and to make sure that our environment is safe. I think the first thing is to communicate to our customers and our potential customers that, hey, this is a safe environment. We will be doing all the questionnaires. We'll be doing appointment basis. We will be all the safety protocols. We have to explain to them that hey, it's safe to come to this place, to get all your needs and so on. But one thing I think I'm going to be very happy because for the longest time, we're trying to do appointment system, but Malaysia people, I think, suppose they perceive optometry centers or optical centers as a walk-in. I mean, I don't blame them lah. Most people think, I walk in only to my convenience.
Yeah.
We are trying to, for the longest time, we've been trying to get people to do appointment because it's actually much more better both for the customers and both for us. Why? It's because for the customers, you don't have to wait, and then the full attention is on you,
Yeah.
And for us is that in terms of manpower, we can be so much more efficient in terms of manpower, so that we know that days that has a lot of appointments, we can put more people in those days, and lesser people on those days there's lesser appointment, and do other things when there is quiet.
Yeah, but how do you? In that sense, when you just let me go. When you say you're going to go appointments, are you planning to automation in your business, like get clients to kind of go online, book an appointment with you first before coming to the store or that kind of thing?
So they have two choices. Our website and as well as Facebook is ready for them to select their appointments.
I see.
Of course, the other option would be to call our centers, and our centers will find an appointment for them. Because the business in that sense is so personal that some customers may not have any preference. Anybody also can test my eyes, but some may want a particular optometrist to serve them.
I see.
So we are working on that.
Awesome. Great. Thanks. Kenneth, how do you think your business is going to change post MCO?
Alright, so after MCO, in my opinion, I think it will be very different compared to before MCO. Reason is, I think a lot of people has gotten used to the convenience of having delivery. So next time, maybe it's always in the back of their mind already. So whenever they're busy or what, order food in. So that I think a lot of businesses has adapted to the demands of the delivery. So we should be ready for it when the MCO has been lifted, on top of the regular walk-in customers. For the catering and food truck side, I don't think it will be very great once it has been lifted, because I don't think a lot of people want to have two parties straight away. So it will probably take another few more months, maybe 2-3 months, for everyone to start going out doing parties all again and events. Yeah. For the frozen food one, maybe the customer target market will be a bit different, because the food actually is quite healthy. So I may continue doing it, but will divert the attention more towards the gym and healthy people, because it's healthy food and it's sort of like a meal prep for them as well.
Okay. So do you think that then it still be relevant for you to have your, let's say, your hawker store concept, or even to continue to have a store format for your business moving forward post MCO?
For me, yes, it's important to have like a physical store, so customers actually know who you are and all that. They know where to go when they actually want to eat, dine in, besides delivery. So I think it's very important to have a physical store.
So talking about delivery, right, Kenneth, just want to check with you, how are you currently delivering your products to your customers right now?
Okay, so for now, I'm only doing delivery for one type of product, which is the frozen food. Yeah. So for the frozen food package, I package it in a 10 meal pack. So it's 200 ringgit per package. So it's more worth it for us to deliver. And for the delivery, I'm doing it personally for now. Yeah, for all the frozen packages. Yeah.
Because one of the biggest issues with delivery and the F&B business in general is that they are getting killed by the commissions that are being taken by the third-party delivery boys. So it's those are you're talking about 30%. Sometimes some more, some the good ones maybe slightly less. But that being the case, right? Do you think delivery is still gonna be viable? It's convenient for us and customers, but do you think it's a viable business for you as a retailer?
It is in a way, It's like for us, it's an extra channel of income. So they actually help us market our our food and all that, help us deliver. So although they take quite a huge chunk out of the profits, so at least there's still something, an extra stream of income. Yeah.
Do you think that if your volume is big enough, do you think you would form your own delivery? Do you think delivery side?
I have thought of it, but if I'm really confident that the orders is big enough every day consistently, then maybe yes, because we have to pay the salaries for the drivers and delivery boys and all that. But as I see it now, there are a lot of other smaller companies starting up that are providing delivery service as well. So we may give them a chance with like better rates. Yeah.
True. All right, great. Thanks. Okay, so wanna get your thoughts on, and any one of you can jump in. Now, if I think that there's been a lot of there's been a lot of talk about help for SMEs and retailers like yourself, right? Or those who have like in Woon's case, you have a retail element. So if you could get like any sort of help that you and your business need to cope during this MCO, what would that help be? Anyone wants to jump in?
All right. For me, it's helping us to market our product. Like if there are a website to help us list our packages there, so more people can see it. Yeah, that would help us a lot during this period.
With the marketing, okay.
Yeah, marketing.
Great. Anything else that comes to mind?
I think for optometrists, I think I don't think only for optometrists, but I think for a lot of entrepreneurs that I think during the MCO, if they cannot have a source of income at all, right? There's no source of income at all. So I told this to my staff. I said that we are really like a car that is the engine is still running. That means it's still consuming petrol, but it's not going anywhere, and no petrol is coming in. So you are in that dilemma where you want to make sure that the car doesn't die. So I think for a lot of businesses, I think some financial assistance, or like loans or whatsoever, just to help them to maybe tide through. But it must be used efficiently, because you simply burn it. So no matter how much, it's not enough. But I think enough for them to tide them over, because the customers will be coming back, but maybe how fast we do not know. So I think that the challenge is number one would be to make sure that the car is still running or the business is still running.
Well, jumping on that idea of, you said financial assistance, do you think we should follow a format similar to what's happening in the US, where they call it the payment? Employee protection. Something about you can take a loan from the government. I think it's up to about $1 million US dollars, and that loan is actually forgivable if you keep your people on. Do you think that format would work better for the businesses here, or do you think as you get some sort of financial assistance, and it really doesn't matter?
Yeah, I think that would be great, but we would have to look at the terms and conditions also. So we have to look at the terms and conditions, because sometimes something is too good to be true, it's too good to be true. But we still have to check, if the terms and conditions are great, then why not? And even if those assume that the terms and conditions are great, but you would still have to forecast your business and see whether it can survive. Sometimes for some people say, even if our government gives a little bit of assistance, some of them is thinking of, I take this, but I cannot fire my staff in 6 months. So question is whether post MCO, can my business survive for the 6 months? I think it all depends on different industries. Some of these industries may struggle. Especially I'm sad to say for the let's say travel industry. I don't know, it's gonna be a little bit tougher.
I think you make a very good point there. It's like you take this finances, and then you still cannot let your staff go, and it's but the business is no longer viable. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that moving forward. That's true. That's true also.
I think one of the struggles for all entrepreneurs is, how do we, still be caring for our staff while keeping the businesses, just to survive. I think forget about, making money or whatsoever. As long as the business, I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, so long as the business survive this year, I think it's enough, and for being fair to the staff as well.
True. I think, Kenneth, do you have, how big is your team, Woon, if you don't mind me asking, with your two outlets?
For my, sorry, me or Kenneth?
Sorry. First, Woon. You would.
Me. We have, okay, so I mean, we have closed one of our centers, and 3 of my staff has left. I mean, they applied to resign since January, so I didn't fire them in that sense. So I'm glad of that. So we have 11.
Okay. For Kenneth yourself, how big is your team at the moment?
Actually, counting, I got about maybe around 10 to 15, but most of them are part-timers. So I'm all good. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so specifically, this question, we're coming towards the end of our session. Woon, just currently, just want to get your thoughts on this. It's been quite a big thing. Like, how do you feel the current issue that you've been classified as a optical store? To you, right? What would ideally be the way for the authorities to recognize your profession?
Okay, so in our industry for the longest time, it's hard to differentiate between optometrists that provide primary eye care, has a degree in optometry and can do all these things versus a normal optical store. So what would be really good is for the authorities to be able to separate out and identify who are the optometrists and who are not, and even if among my opticians friends also, who are the one that's practicing really well. I think those who are practicing well should be allowed to practice, for provided they have all the safety protocols in place. So in fact, we have gone all out to even tell the Ministry of Health to say that you should allow those who are ready, who are trained, who have safety protocols. And if we do not have it, I will encourage all the staff to report us and then take away our license. I think it's as simple as that, where even like dentists, they are allowed to practice. Doctors allowed to practice, pharmacists allowed to practice. They don't have to apply for anything, because as healthcare professionals, we are trained for that already. But you need to contrast that those stores with don't have any licensed people. They only open, then the one they are not trained and so on, then they shouldn't be allowed to open. So we hope to have the government give us some kind of differentiator, kind of thing. Within the association, we're working on it. We have an idea. I cannot reveal to it now. We will have an idea of how to easier. But I think post MCO, we will continue to. I think during MCO we cannot do anything much. We have done the best we can. But I think after MCO, we will continue to engage the government to say, hey, that time you didn't allow us to. Actually, you should have. This is why, and so on. And maybe they are more willing to listen than should this thing touch would happen again. Then at least at least they are better prepared.
Do you think, like, for example, it would help, like, for just off the top of my head, like you are not allowed to call yourself an optometry or offering optometry services if you do not have a registered optometrist, and this is liable to be checked every year, by MITI or even the health ministry, that. Do you think something like that would help? So it's sort of like creating a totally different classification. That means not everyone now can call yourself an optometrist.
Sorry, Tim.
Yeah. Go ahead,
in fact, we already have that. The minute we have an annual practicing license that we need to renew every year with the Ministry of Health. The Malaysian Optical Council, which is under the Ministry of Health, gives us this thing. We have to make sure that we have the relevant degrees that's recognized by them, where we are practicing, and so on and so forth. And should any customers or patient complain against us, they can take away the license. So in fact, we have all this in place already. It's only for me to say, okay, we come in, we want to look at your annual practicing license, and that would be more than enough. So for optometrists, we have a green cert. For opticians, they have 2 certs. They have 1 pink and 1 blue. So from there alone, they can already know who is.
I see. So it sounds to me like this is an issue of of communication from the ministry rather than because it seems like you guys have everything in place. It's just that people need to know the difference. That's all,
Yeah, because even when we engage the Ministry of Health, they actually has informed. They send letters to all the local authorities. They send letters to KDN. They send the letters to MITI. However, these people just don't know.
Yeah, it's a
miscommunication.
Yeah. It happens. Okay, that's great. That's great. It's good to know that your guys are continuing to push forward, because I think I've been following your Facebook. Honestly, I think it's a sad case when professionals like yourself are not given the acknowledgement that should come.
Because that day, just to let you know, that they managed to catch one case of corneal ulcer. It's through a phone. Someone sent through a phone, sent to me, and the person has an ulcer on the eye but doesn't feel any pain, because the person was taking some medication on the drops. But actually, it was an emergency, and then we caught it. And then the person, the pharmacist, say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I had a look at it through the phone, and I said, "Okay, I think you better see an eye specialist." I consulted an eye specialist and then refer. And the person, the eye specialist, said, "Good thing they refer today." So I mean, it's very frustrating, lah.
I mean, this is that's sheer luck on the person.
Yeah.
Having that, I think I don't want to think about what about the other cases that don't manage to get you or don't have your direct connection. That's sad to hear, like those kind of stories. Yeah. Great. Thanks. Kenneth, just before we jump off. Now for you mentioned tapping into the local community has helped a lot during your business. Do you think that there's something that can be done for at a local community level, maybe by the MPSA or wherever council that you operate? Do you think they should get involved in creating something to help local businesses like yourself tap into the community better?
Now I think we don't need. Sorry, let me rephrase. Now we have that. Now that we have Facebook, I think that's all that we need, because all these local communities and they will have their own Facebook group. So a lot of businesses are actually being passed around Facebook as well. So for us, we've been using Facebook only so far, and it has been quite good to do marketing here.
Do you think it's going to continue to be because as in Facebook capacity, if you are operating as a business, right? They're not going to show your stuff to people unless you're paying the advertising.
Yeah, true. So you can actually, for me, it's a different case, because for my community, my neighborhood, I've been living here for almost 20 years. So I've built a relationship with the community here, so people know who I am and all that since I started my business. Yeah, they have been along the journey. So I continue servicing and marketing to this same neighborhood and community. So, yeah.
I think you kind of outlined the importance of really connecting with the local community. And as I'm sure Woon does, whichever area that he's operating, SS2 as well as Damansara as well. I known your business since the days of Damansara, to be honest. Yeah, it's okay. So just before we end today, right? Just one more question. Yesterday, I think that there was a article that came out from the Star that talked about how the government wants to introduce a soft landing approach when lifting the MCO. Now that article really, to me, I got pretty upset when they made a statement saying that the local authorities will continue to ask everyone to stay home as much as possible. Now, for us who are in the retail industry or have retail element to our business, right? How do you think that actually is that the right thing to say? And does that how do you think it's going to affect the retail market, lah? You know, in that sense, in your personal opinions, for both you guys.
Okay, I'll start first. Personally, in terms of safety, I think it's okay to let everyone just stay home. But as a retailer, then of course you're hitting also. But so that's why the MCO period has already trained us to adapt how to handle this kind of people, customers. Sorry, yeah. So I think it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Thanks. Woon?
Yeah, I think to me it's I mean, thinking of safety, I think that's the wise thing to do, because I think there are people who are under lockdown for so long, they can't wait and do all the things. But they have to know that things are no longer as usual anymore. You have to take precautions to be safe, as well as I think in that sense, all businesses, regardless where you are, professional or retail or so on, must assure and set the safety protocols, not for now, but for long term. So I think it's a wise thing to say, but maybe also say, if you were to go out, and this is the things that you need to do. So you balance it out. You say that okay, we encourage you to stay home as much as possible, but however, for essential things, you should go. And then, but these are the safety things that you must make sure that wherever you go, these are in place. If these things are not in place, then I don't think you should go to these type of places, right? Because they are not concerned for your safety. But if all these safety protocols are in place, and we know that it's going to be safe for you, I think also looking at this COVID-19 also, I think maybe some of these suggestions should be targeted, meaning that we know that people who are much older, and then we already hit a history of hypertension, diabetes, and kidney problem are more susceptible to these things. So maybe a special warning to them: if you have this, then you shouldn't be going to, you shouldn't be going out to places that are really crowded. And I mean, maybe steps like if you go to the mall, if the mall were to reopen, what are the steps that you should do to take care of yourself? I think you educate public that way, then they know that, oh, okay, like that, as well as to the mall operators, you got to educate them on how to make your mall safe and so on. I think if everything is done, then I don't see why not. We still enjoy going back to life, at least 80% to normal.
I totally agree, because I think what the authorities need to do is stop painting broad strokes statements in broad strokes like that. Because when you that to me really hurts, because I mean, in all honesty, right, I don't see how a service like yours can operate online only, and I think don't mind me saying, but Kenneth, in your business, right, operating just 100% on delivery is also not the solution, So I think for me personally, I think the authorities need to stop painting everything in broad strokes and saying, generally we don't recommend you go out. But I think adopt an approach like what you said, Woon, having compliance from the retailers on the safety protocols, as well as I think having a measured education to the people at large that these are the things that you should look out for in the retail outlet when you're going there. Then if it doesn't have all these things, then you probably shouldn't visit it. That kind of thing. So I think we've come to the end of our time. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. Any last words before we jump off for today? Woon?
I think let's look to a good time after MCO.
Yeah.
Let's stay safe, but yet, I mean, we have to keep life in balance. On one hand, don't be reckless. On the other hand, don't be so bogged down with fear. I think let's walk the middle ground where we are, and continue to walk the middle ground. I think we'll be all right.
Great. Thank you so much. That's a good statement. Kenneth?
Yeah, okay. So for me, I think this MCO is an opportunity for us to actually learn and adapt, and to actually help us think about what to foresee in the next few months, so we can be prepared for it. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, guys, thanks so much for your time. I think that's all the time we have today. Thanks so much, and your insights today, I think, were spot on. I think there's something that all of us need to take away from this, and I think today's session was really, really good. Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.